Yes, this is Kathleen with Kal-Ven Tag and Title Service, located at 627 North Carlington Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Zip code is 21205. Our phone number is 410-668-6000. Our website is www.kalventagtitle.com. Hours are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday is 10 to 6. I'm also a licensed Pennsylvania tagger. I'm also a Pennsylvania agent here in the state of Maryland. Today, I want to talk about 30-day temp tags on a vehicle purchased from an individual. This is like when you buy a car from an individual. Say like you saw a car online, you bought the vehicle, and now you want to get tags from an individual. So the paperwork that will be needed to process this will be the title of the vehicle. If the title is a Maryland title, it will look like this. It will look like this. So I'm gonna need this, the title of the vehicle. Make sure on the back of the title, the seller signs, prints their name, put the odometer, put the price you paid for the vehicle, and then the date of sale. That's what the seller will put for you. Make sure there's a signature of the seller, the printed name, odometer, the price, and the date of sale. That's what you need to do this. And also the second one is going to be lien release. Lien release, if you look on Maryland title, if let's say there was a lien or there's a lien on this title, it's going to have the institution name here. It's going to say Bank of America, Westlake, West Fargo, whatever that institution name is, whatever the name is, the name of the institution is gonna be printed here. If you see free and clear, that means there's no lien. If there's a lien, you will see printed name of that company on here. So looking at this title, this is a clean, clear title here in the state of Maryland. There's no lien on it. So if there's a lien on this title, you must give me the lien release. Notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer. If the vehicle is 7 years or newer, you need to give me a notarized bill of sale, meaning the seller will appear before a notary public on a Maryland VR-181, will sign this title in front of a notary public, and then state the price that the individual paid him or her to sell this vehicle. So we need that notarized bill of sale. If you do not have the notarized bill of sale, my system will evaluate this vehicle based on what the vehicle is worth, and you'll be taxed 6% of that price. So always remember that. Make sure you get a notarized bill of sale when the vehicle is 7 years or newer. If it's 7 years and older, you don't have to worry about a notarized bill of sale. All you have to do is to have the seller put the price, you know, where it says sale price, let the seller put the price, put the date, put the mileage, sign, and then print his or her name on it. So the next one I'm gonna be asking for will be auto insurance, your driver's license or your ID or permit or your provisional license. We're gonna need 2 forms to do this. For a 30-day, we need the inspection waiver, which is VR-129 and VR-005. VR-005 is application for certificate of title. This is you applying for a Maryland title. So for you to apply for a Maryland title, you must complete this form. Here at my business, we don't have you complete it. What will happen is I put the information in the system, and after I must have finalized it, the system will generate these 2 forms for me. So the first one will be Maryland, will be application for certificate of title. So what the person will do, the system will generate their information here. If we have 2 owners, the first owner will be here, the second owner will be here. Over here, you put the vehicle information, make, model, VIN number, the type of vehicle, whether it's a sedan or a truck or whatever it is. And here where it says name of secured party, you don't put anything, you just put none because there's no lien on it, you paid cash. If there's a lien, this would be a different, you put the lender's information, but an individual cannot put a lien on a vehicle. So it must be an institution, and you must have the paperwork, or maybe a bank. So whatever that lien holder is, you put this information here. So I'm talking like as if there's no lien. Okay, even if there's a lien, I also need the information. So for if there's a lien and you have the paperwork, you have to print that the name, the lien holder information here. You put their address, you put kind of lien that you have, date of lien, account number, and the amount of lien on this vehicle. You have to tell us how much you borrowed from the bank. And then the next one is gonna show the price. It's gonna show sale price. It's gonna say Maryland exercise tax. So you put the price you paid for the vehicle, and my system will tax you 6% on whatever the vehicle is worth. So the next one I'm gonna be asking for will be insurance. Insurance, you put the, for the system will generate the insurance information. You put the mileage. So usually when I'm giving you this form, the system must have populated all the information. So when I give it to you, all you have to do is to proofread every information that is on here. If there's a mistake, you let me know. Usually why I do this is because whenever I process, whatever mistake I don't catch, the customer will help me to catch it. So you proofread the information, make sure your address is correct, the year, make, and model of your vehicle is correct. You give me the VIN, mileage, you tell me the price, make sure it's the same price that you paid that it's printed here. The mileage, check the mileage. And then when I give you this form, after you must have proofread this information, you're gonna be signing for me. By then the system must have generated your name here, so you just sign and put today's date on VR-005. Then the next form that the system will generate will be VR-129. What is VR-129? The VR-129 is Maryland Temporary State Inspection Waiver. This is you waiving the inspection until the 30th day. So when we give you this form to sign, the system must have generated the expiration date on this form. It will give it will count 30 days from that date of registration. So I will show you this date here and tell you if you agree that you get this vehicle inspected by this date, you sign, you date and print. If there are two owners, the other person will sign, date and print. So these are the two forms that will be needed. Let me read everything back to you without making an explanation. The first one I'm going to need is the title of the vehicle. It could be Virginia title, it could be from New York. Any title that shows proof of ownership. It must say the state name, and then we say certificate of title. That's what it will say. If it says certificate of service, that's a different subject where that will be talked about. But what we are talking about is certificate of title. So it will mention the state name. It will say Maryland. If it's Pennsylvania, it will say Pennsylvania certificate of title. If it's New York, it will, yeah. So whatever you have, the title could come from any state. Some people will get a title from Massachusetts and they'll be scared. No, you don't have to be scared. Make sure the seller signs for you. Put the information, and if you look on that back of the title and there's no price stated on this on the title of that state, you tell the individual to give you a bill of sale. Make sure you collect a bill of sale, or you download VR-181 and have the seller complete, by stating the price you paid him or her. So let me go ahead and break all the information and break down all the information that will be needed in order for me to process this. I'm going to mention this without explaining. I've already made the explanation. So let me, concentrate on it, so that way you know what to bring to me. So you're gonna bring the title of the vehicle. It could be this, it could be Virginia, it could be any state. The second one is lien release. If there's a lien on the title, if there's a lien, it will have the institution name here. So if there's a lien, you will see West Fargo, you give me a lien release. Then you have to make sure you have a lien release. The lien release in the state of Maryland will be like this, all pink, and it will say this is not a title. Make sure the lender signs, print their name and the position of that person. If not, if they don't have the pink slip, they are free to give you the letterhead. I really don't want to go into all this, so let me just start from the beginning. I don't want to make any explanation here. So we need the title of the vehicle. The second one will be excuse me, let me start. Number one is the title of the vehicle. Second one is gonna be a lien release, if there's any. Lien release, if there's any. If there's no lien release, you skip that. The next one is gonna be a notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer. The next one is gonna be auto insurance, your driver's license or permit, or provisional license, or your ID, whatever you have in the state of Maryland. Here, and then the next one is gonna be VR-005, which is application for certificate of title. This is you applying for a new title. and the next form is gonna be VR-129, which is the inspection waiver. Which is the inspection waiver, meaning that you're getting 30 days, and whatever date is specified on that date, you have to get the vehicle inspected. So these are all the things that I will need in order to process this. So the title, lien release, if there's any, notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer, auto insurance, your driver's license or ID or permit or provisional license, VR-005, and then VR-129. So after I must have given me all this information, I will enter into my system, input all this information in my database. By the time I finish, the system will generate these two forms. And I'll tell you how much your total is. If you authorize it to give me the permission to proceed to finalizing the transaction, once you give me the permission that you are able to pay the total that I give you, then the system will generate these two forms. I will finalize and the system will generate these two forms. So I'll bring the title, the certificate of title for you to proofread, make sure your information is correct. So if everything is correct, you're gonna sign where it says the signature of it will say signature of applicant to sign there, and then put the date for me. The second one will be the inspection waiver, but then the system must have generated the expiration date on this registration. And if I give you this, I'm gonna tell you have until that date to get it inspected. So if you agree, I'm gonna have you sign, date, and print your name. If there are two owners, the other party will sign, print, and then print their name. So once the information has been entered into the system, like I said, the system will generate these two forms, and then you sign, date, and print for me. And then the next one will be, I'll give you, after you must have signed the forms for me, I'll give you your plate, I'll hand you your registration, I'll show you where the expiration is. You make sure you pay attention to the registration date, the expiration date, and then your receipt with my business card attached to it. So if you have any questions, you're free to call me. The next one is gonna be, once the vehicle is registered, you call. As soon as you leave, you Google Maryland Safety Inspection Stations near me. You're gonna see a lot of inspectors. Call them, schedule for your inspection, and then on that day to take your vehicle over there and have them get it inspected. If the vehicle passes the inspection, the inspector will tell you everything is fine. Yeah, you're free to go. You have passed the inspection. So you come to me, and then once you come, I'll have you pay for your registration, and the system will allow you to get 1 year or 2 years. Remember, if you don't have the inspection, there is nothing I can give you to extend that registration. That's why you have to start the inspection process right away. So if you fail the inspection, the inspector is gonna list some of the things, is gonna list all the things that made it to fail the inspection, and you have to go get all those things fixed. So when they give you that list, you start fixing it right away. Don't wait till the last minute. Just start fixing it. Look for a mechanic that's gonna fix it for you. So once you must have fixed all these problems, then you go back to that inspector. Make sure you do not exceed 1,000 miles on this vehicle, meaning you don't drive from that date of the inspection. The inspector is gonna know the mileage, so make sure you don't exceed 1,000 miles, because if you exceed 1,000 miles on that vehicle from the date of the inspection, you have to re-inspect it. You have to pay again. So they believe that this is you must not drive the vehicle over 1,000 miles, trying to get this vehicle inspected. So once you exceed 1,000 miles, the system, you have to pay. The inspector will tell you to pay for another inspection. Yes, they're free to collect another inspection because you have exceeded the required mileage, for you to go through this inspection. So after you must have after you must have fixed all these problems, then you take the vehicle to the inspector. The inspector will check everything, make sure everything is fixed properly. If you fail to fix whatever, it's gonna fail you again, and then you go back and fix it. So if they list things for you to fix, make sure you look for a professional mechanic that will fix all these things to the standard whereby it will pass the inspection. So when you go and it passes the inspection, it's gonna tell you the inspection is in the system. So at that point, you're free to come. You don't have to wait until the registration expires. You're free to come to us to get to extend to pay for your registration. That way you can extend it to 1 year or 2 years. Remember, sometimes the inspectors might not give you the paper stating that the vehicle has passed the inspection. They'll just tell you verbally the vehicle has passed the inspection. So if you want to have a copy of it, you're free to go to eGov inspection. I think that's what it's called, eGov. Let me make sure. eGov inspection, and then put your VIN number there. That's the Maryland. If you don't remember the eGov, you type Maryland State Police website. Maryland State Police. 1 minute. Okay, it's called, let me make sure before I give this information, eGov. eGov inspection. eGov inspections. Yeah, sorry about that. You click on eGov inspections and then put your VIN number. You're free to put the last 7 digits or you put the complete VIN number. Remember, sometimes inspectors will inspect these vehicles and they'll make a mistake with the VIN. When they make a mistake, you pass the inspection, but the inspector must have made a mistake with the VIN. So when you come to us, it will be difficult for us to find because we're going by the VIN number in the system. We're going by your registration. Sometimes the inspector might see S and you put 5, and sometimes they might see 5, you put S, and sometimes they see a B, they put it for 8. Yeah, things like that happens. So whenever your vehicle passes the inspection, if you don't want to go through this nightmare, just make sure you check the VIN number on your registration with the inspection. You tell him to give you a printout of the inspection so that you match the VIN number to make sure everything is fine. If you're not sure, or if you're not sure, call me. I'll run the VIN number for you to make sure the inspection is here. Sometimes they give you the slip, and then when you come here, we're not finding that inspection. That might be a situation whereby the inspector made a mistake with the VIN. I've had situations like that. So when that happens, I'll check the VIN number, match it with the VIN number of the inspection. Usually the VIN number of the inspection will be wrong. So in that case, I'll send you back to the inspector. The inspector will go into the system, check the vehicle, make sure it matches with the VIN number. They will fix it. And then once they fix it and they click submit, I should be able to see that inspection. So after I must have given you your plate, I'll tell you your title will take 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 business days for you to arrive in the mail. Sometimes NVA might be backed up whereby you don't get your inspection right away. Get your title within that time frame. We used to give 5 to 10 business days. So after the pandemic, NVA told us to start giving 5 to 15 business days. So if you wait to the 15th day and you have not received your title, I advise you to call NVA at 410-768-7000. Call NVA on your registration. You're going to see your title number. You give NVA that number and ask them what's going on with my title. If you moved, that might be a situation whereby you have not received your title and sometimes delay in the mail. Another thing, if you move and you change your address, sometimes the post office does not forward. They will not forward that mail. It's either they'll return that title to NVA or they'll leave it at the mailbox. And if that title is not returned back to NVA, you have to apply for a duplicate title. Yes, you have to apply for a duplicate title. But if that title gets returned back to NVA, NVA will issue another plate, another title at no cost to you. So what will happen is, in order for you to, if you moved, if that's the case, sometimes you might not move and there's a delay. So if you didn't move and your address is correct, just keep waiting. Your title will come in the mail. And if it's taking like a month and a half, you have not received it, then you have to call NVA. And NVA will tell you, we made it out. And if it's lost in the mail, you have to apply for a duplicate title. But if it's returned to NVA, NVA will issue another one at no cost to you. So how do you get a title? Like if you called NVA and NVA is telling you you have to come in to apply for a duplicate title, a duplicate title, or you are free to go to you don't come to us. Because if you come to us, the system will charge you. So in this case, when you have not received your title and your title is returned back to NVA, NVA will tell you to make an appointment. So you're free to go online and apply for that title. You're free to go online, log into your NVA account, change your address, and then call NVA and see. I don't think they're not gonna mail it to you. I'm so sorry, because you have to fill out the duplicate title form. Okay, you don't fill out a duplicate title form. NVA wants you to come in. So you have to go online, change your address before you go to MVA. Update your address to the new address, and then go to make appointment, and then go to MVA. And when you go to MVA, MVA will issue you a new title at no cost to you because it was returned back to them. But if it's never any title that is issued that MVA does not get back, you have to apply for a duplicate title. Or any title, you apply for a duplicate title. So that's what happens here. When you don't get the title, like I said, you call MVA and MVA tells you, and sometimes some people don't want to go to MVA. They want to start immediately to apply for it. If you come to me, the system is gonna charge you. So if you wanna go through me, you change your address in your system, log into your MVA account and update your address. So once you update your address, then the system will allow me to apply for a duplicate title. But remember, you have to pay. If MVA tells you have not, they're gonna issue a new one to you, make an appointment, go there and get it free. But if you don't want to go through that, some people, they're busy, they don't have time to go to MVA, and they don't care, they want to apply for a duplicate title, you're free to come to me. But first of all, you have to change your address, log into your MVA account, change your address, and then once I apply for it, it will take 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 business days to come to you in the mail. So this is all about it. So let me go ahead and summarize everything. That way you know what to bring to me when you're coming to get 30 days. This is 30 days on a vehicle purchased from an individual. Like I said, I'm going to need the title of the vehicle, lien release if there's any, notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer, auto insurance, your driver's license or ID or permit or provisional license. We're going to need VR-005. And we're gonna need VR-129. VR-005 is application for certificate of title, and then VR-129 is Maryland temporary state inspection waiver. So that's all you need for the paperwork. So after you must have given me all this information, like I said, I will input everything into my database, and the system will generate these two forms, VR-005 and VR-129. So once I give you all these two forms, you proofread the information, make sure your information is correct. If everything is correct, you sign and put today's date on the VR-005 and then VR-129. I will show you the expiration date, and if you agree that you're going to get inspected, you sign, date, and print. Once I must have given you this, I'll tell you your total, and then you proceed to pay me. So after you must have paid me, I'm going to issue your plate, I'm going to give you your registration and your receipt and my business card attached to it. So if there's any questions, you call me and I'll answer all your questions. So after I must have given you your plate, then your title will be mailed to you within 5 to 10 business days. Once you get your title, it will have your name printed on the front of it, meaning you're the owner of the vehicle. So when you get this vehicle, it'll be printed. And also remember, I forgot to mention, any announcement made on the title, such as where it will say Exile, or it might have rebuilt title here in the state of Maryland. Yes, when you get your title, is it gonna say the rebuilt title, or if it has Exile, X-Salvage, then it's gonna have the announcement printed on it. But if it's free and clear, there's no salvage, you're gonna get a free and clear title, just like this one. No salvage, no announcement here. The mileage, it says the brand is gonna say actual, meaning it's a clean, clear title here in the state of Maryland. So whatever title you bring to me is what you are going to get. You bring me a rebuilt title, when you get your new title in the mail, it's gonna have rebuilt written on it. You bring me the one that says Exile, prior salvage, it's gonna have Exile written on it. If you get the title and it doesn't say Exile on it, or it doesn't say rebuilt, if you brought me rebuilt or you brought me Exile, that means the system has generated a clean, clear title, and you must bring that title to a tag and title agent for MVA to correct. Because if you bring us rebuilt and you are getting a clean, clear title, something is not right. So you have to return that title to us, and then we'll go through the correction process, whereby we have to inform MVA that this vehicle has been in an accident before we got it registered. Sometimes people make mistakes, and sometimes the system doesn't stop us. You have rebuilt here, you put in the system, and it will give you a clean, clear title. But MVA will catch it, believe me. MVA will catch it. So when you see it and know that you brought us a rebuilt title, and yours is saying actual and there's no announcement written on it, then it's a problem. You bring it back to us. And also, I forgot to mention, when you come to us and the mileage on the front of the title is higher than what is printed on the back of the title, you must check this is not the actual mileage. So if you're buying a vehicle, the mileage is higher on the front, and then on the back of it, you are putting me low mileage, you have to check that this is not the actual mileage, because the system had reported a higher mileage in my database. So higher mileage here and lower mileage here, you have to check this is not the actual, because something has happened to that mileage. Otherwise, because whenever there's an announcement, you check this is not the actual mileage, that depreciates the vehicle. I don't want to go into detail, like talk so much about this. So I'm just here to let you know that yes, if you're getting 30 days, you have to bring me all this information, and whatever your title says is what you will get. If it says rebuilt, you're gonna get rebuilt in the mail. It says SL, you're gonna get SL in the mail. So if the title is out of state, whatever the announcement is on that title is definitely what you're going to get. So this will end this video. If you have any questions, usually there's an update. Anytime you watch any of my videos, pay attention to the date, because some people will see my prior video and they say, what's she talking about? Whenever you see any video I make, check that date. At that point in time, that's what is happening, because MVA keeps updating things, so when they update and we make a video, definitely we are going to have the updated information. So this is the updated information. The prior one, sometimes I forget to mention some things, but this one I believe I've mentioned a little bit more, more than I'm supposed to mention, but just to give you an idea of what to expect whenever you register your vehicle. So this will end this video. If you have any questions, please give me a call at 410-668-6000, or you're free to go to my website and leave me a question or email me with all your questions, and I should be able to respond back to you at my convenience. This will end this video. Please feel free to go online to YouTube to watch other of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.